Lads, we are back for season 2 of the Socially Awkward podcast.
If you're looking for a podcast dedicated to being a little bit cringe, having a few hilarious anecdotes and special guests, and join us each week because we will deliver just that.
New episodes of the Socially Awkward podcast drop every Thursday on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and you can watch the full episodes over on YouTube.
The Socially Awkward podcast is sponsored by RTÉ Player, where you can discover new shows like The Hilarious Goodbye, starring Tony Cantwell, and must-watch series like Kin and Normal People obviously has to be on that list.
So what are you waiting for? Dive into live TV and the biggest shows from home and abroad now on RTÉ Player.
Hey!
Hello and welcome back to the Socially Awkward podcast. I'm Brandon.
I'm Shanice.
And I'm Daniel.
And we are kindly sponsored by RTÉ Player, so thank you so much for that. If you're listening on Spotify, you can also watch us on YouTube. I think I actually just made the balls of that, but I'm going to keep going on anyway.
We are stressed.
Yeah, Shanice and Daniel are very stressed today.
Yeah.
I actually, do you know what? For once, I'm not the stressed one, and I feel quite happy about that.
What would you think our podcast is, though? If you're looking for some laughs, giggles, awkwardness, anything in between, I think this is where you should come.
Or if you
because
wanna
we haven't a clue what we're doing with our life, to be honest.
If you just want to listen to us, struggle to communicate and constantly talk over each other, then you can also get that as well. So thank you for tuning in, and anyways.
Welcome.
What would you describe yourselves as? Like, if you were to like say like a police report, you had to describe yourself.
Anxiety. Like, anxiety out inside out. That is me times 10. Write that on a police report. Describe yourself.
Where's the killer? She's anxiety,
anxious.
inside out anxiety. Like, that's what I'm giving. Like, you know what that yoke looks like? The big mouth coming out there.
It's like the Lorax.
It's like personality.
The only time
I thought you called me the Lorax. So I was like, hold on a minute. Remember that yoke at Lorax? That's a woman? Ever see that? That's what we always say, Shanice. Yes, welcome back. If you have never listened before, God love your eardrums for the next half an hour.
No, we're not moving off this. What would you describe yourself as?
Oh, do you ever see Kevin and Harry go large?
No.
Anybody who knows?
I just hear the word large and I think,
"Hi Kev, can I have a jam sandwich please, Mrs. Patterson?" Have you never seen Kevin and Perry?
No.
All I want to do is do it.
No.
Well, the small fat lesbian one.
Perry the Platypus?
Probably how I describe myself.
no.
How would you describe yourself?
Do you know what? Ever since Niamh told me that, I remind her of like a tree, like a palm tree flowing in the wind. We went to Magaluf over the summer and she just keeps doing that to me. So now I just think like palm tree and I'm going like this. And if you're listening on Spotify and just waving my hands around in the air, like I'm just going ballistic.
Imagine the thing that's like outside a car wash.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That flowy
Yeah.
thing.
So, if I'm in a police chase ever.
That's how you'd be described.
That's how I'd be described.
Unreal. People say I look like you're one from Derry Girls. What's their name?
Michelle.
Michelle.
Don't know who that was. See, it's so weird now because she's actually doing like, she's in a UK like prison TV series, but she has an English accent, and it's like so weird watching her switch sides. First of all, it's so weird listening to her with an English accent because like obviously the Derry accent is so distinctive.
Strong.
You know what I mean? And it's so weird seeing her. I'm like, who even are you?
I find that
love
so
her
interesting
much.
about like actors and actresses, how they can just switch.
I find comfort in that though. Like if I feel like I'd love to be an actor just because being able to escape from your own head. I'm like, pretending to be someone else.
Yeah, we do it every day
I love
anyways. Swear to God,
I
we're
do.
like different people every minute we talk to each other.
I swear to God.
That's all our 20
Shanice
different
switching her accent
personalities.
up every 2 minutes. You'd be like, you alright, Shanice? You alright, darling?
I always talk like that. I don't know what it is.
Do you do
each have about
Australian?
50
When I go into
personalities.
Scouts, I can't really do that too well.
Oh, we always do that. You alright, lad?
You're right, lads.
You alright, lad?
Can't do that quite well. Disaster. I can't I can't go a full day without doing something like that. It's horrific. Sorry.
Anyways.
It's just a part of daily routine.
We have a very special guest on today.
We
We're
do.
going to find out who that is very, very shortly.
Well,
But
you can see by the title.
you will.
You read the title of the video. Do you know what I mean? We don't know what's going on.
But they do have a very popular show on RTÉ
RTÉ Player.
RTÉ Player called Ireland's Perfect Pubs. Shanice was on it.
Yeah, I
Shanice
actually
was on it,
was.
yeah.
That was so interesting.
Tell us about like the day filming.
So it was more or less the full day. We got up early. We went out on the boat. Well, before we got on the boat, we did filming before that. And then we went to Inishmore. And the island is so small. It's so small,
It's
but
teeny
it's...
tiny. I went
We
to
were
first
living
year.
together when you went.
Yeah.
Remember you came back with a load of like woolly Jumpers and all. Where'd you come back from, Fatted Headscarf?
I came back with an Aaron, is that what it's called? An Aaron cardigan. And it was such a great experience though. She's great crack.
How did you find like being in front of a camera that's not your own? Speaking like
grand. Yeah, grand. It was so fun. We got, what are them bikes that you have?
The 2-seater one?
What's it called? The 2-seater one, yeah.
Oh, the tandem bike.
Tandem.
The tandem.
The tandem
Why
bike.
do you know that?
I just do.
Why do you know that off the top of your head?
Very educated.
I'm very tall. I need 2 seats.
He's very educated.
I need the extra
we'll
long
put
bike.
We'll put it down to
But we got on one of them and it's so hard to manoeuvre.
I think that yoke's just...
No, I was like trying to... So on the tandem bike, Anna has full movement of what direction we're going in.
Spoiler alert, it's Anna Clifford.
Yeah, sorry.
They read the bleeding title.
I'm so sorry.
Spoiler! Now Shanice have to ruin the whole episode. Thanks, Shanice.
But she has full like control of what direction we're going, and I'm sitting at the back still trying to move. But when I'm moving the handlebars, I'm moving her seat. So her seat's going this way. Which one's going this way and that way?
So wait, you're literally just pedaling?
Yeah, I'm just pedaling.
How are you balancing?
Chilling. I don't know.
Were you like that?
Oh, it was a struggle trying to get it going.
The video of it though, you was going down the back roads.
Oh, Daniel, it was so funny. We had to like cycle so slowly so they could record us. And it was so hard trying to keep the balance on it as well because we were like...
No, I couldn't.
Oh, it was hilarious.
I couldn't.
Hilarious. My legs were burning me the next day because the amount of times we had to redo it.
Oh, no.
Oh, did you? But this is what we were saying last week. Like, it's mad like how much actually goes into like TV production.
I know.
Like how many retakes and all.
Do you know what was so funny though? Right, I was having a think during the week because as soon as we got Anna booked on for the podcast, I actually remembered that I was on an RTÉ show way back when.
Oh my God.
Do you remember Elevie? Do you remember Elevie?
Was that a kid's show?
It was like a kid's show, yeah. So where they go to like all the different schools.
Oh, I remember.
And then they'd like pit 2 schools against each other for like different things. But I remember one day in particular, like one of the hosts like came in to the classroom and like he had loads of sweets and he was pouring them out. We were all probably about 10 years old, right? And the teacher was just standing over there in the corner like pretending to be happy. And like we were all going feral for the sweets. It was like all the big tubs of Aeros and everything, right? Or Rolos, should I say.
Brandon was going feral for the sweets.
I was going
all the
feral
kids were still at the back of the class.
Enter a picture of Brandon at age 10 and you'll understand why. Anyway, as soon as he left, right, it was like we got the shock of our lives because as soon as the door closed, the teacher was like, I'm so disappointed. You made an absolute show. I was like, is that not what you're meant to do?
For the sweets?
Like, yeah.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
Because we were all grabbing the sweets. Like, he had this big sack of sweets and he was just pouring them out all over the table. So we were going ballistic for the sweets. And
but wait, what was the show? You were competing against a different skill.
I think that was just part of it to get like content. And then I think they took like 2 or 3 people from our class and put them against another skill. I can't remember what skill it was. And from there they did some kind of competition. We lost, but we got sweets. Well, at least we thought we were going to get sweets. The teacher took all the sweets because apparently we were bowled on camera and he was real embarrassed of us. But like, what are you?
Oh my God, Scarlett for him. Like, what?
Do you know when you were in school, right, and the substitute teacher would come in? The substitute teacher, or you're in a free class or something, and the class is like taking it a bit. Oh, this is so fun. Like, we've no teacher in the classroom or whatever. And then a teacher from down the corridor would come in and be like,
shut your mouth. Now she come in like
so disrespectful.
I'm trying to teach class. Sorry, Mountor. I'm just going to have to stop you there. Boys and girls, is this how we teach our new teacher in the class? Of how we act? Is this how we react to a substitute teacher in the class?
Daniel was a teacher in his past life.
You really were.
I was an SNA in my past life. I actually did SNA in school for like 2 weeks.
Did you?
I like work experience. It was great.
Very good. Anyways.
Yeah,
but we must ask Anna now when she comes on if she has any similar stories, because I'd say she has loads.
I can't wait.
But
so we're going to take a little break right now. When we come back, we're going to have Anna Clifford in the studio with us.
Woo!
Very excited.
If you're on the hunt for something to watch, RTÉ Player's got you covered with some of the biggest and best shows from home and abroad, such as Yellowstone, The Bold Type.
Or you can stream everyone's favourites like Kin and Normal People.
Or if you're after a good laugh, don't miss Good Boy. It's got Tony Cantwell, an ADHD diagnosis, and he's hilarious. Guaranteed you'll watch it in a day.
And sure, that's not even the half of it.
There's so much to watch on RTÉ Player.
Head on over and watch the latest shows now.
You're listening to the Socially Awkward podcast, kindly sponsored by RTÉ Player. And in the studio right now, we are with Irish comedian, actress, basically jack of all trades, Anna Clifford, everybody. How are you? You might recognise Anna from her series Ireland's Perfect Pubs, which is also on RTÉ Player at the moment. But for those of you that are listening and watching and you don't know who Anna is, Anna, tell everybody who you are.
Yeah, I think you just said it. Anna Clifford. I feel like I'm like Jacqueline of all trades.
You really are.
Of absolutely nothing. I know they say niche down. I'm like, no.
Let's make it broader.
Don't do stand-up, acting, presenting, podcasting. I'm coming for all your jobs.
She's coming here.
No, that's amazing. That's honestly amazing. But I was on your series, Ireland's Perfect Pubs.
Thanks to you, I got a second season.
That was
Shanice
incredible.
was the star of the show.
She was.
No, we were.
You were episode 1.
Episode 1.
Episode
Yeah.
1.
I was.
Was
But I was the last one to be
The
recorded,
last
wasn't
one, the last episode we recorded.
Yeah.
But the first one that went out.
Yeah.
And Jenny really, well, because you're amazing, right? But like, I think there's something about being put on a tandem bike.
We were only talking about this.
Being put on a tandem bike the first, like the morning of shooting.
Oh, and I said to them as well, we had to do multiple takes of
Yeah.
that. So
Oh, yeah.
my legs were on fire the next day.
Your legs?
No.
I was on the front doing all the work.
I was saying, I was holding onto the handlebars.
Like
and I
you were
was,
doing sympathy paddling in the back. Like, passenger princess, where are we going?
But anytime I kept trying to like steer, I was moving your seat.
Yeah, that was.
Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I was like, I don't have
It
control
was really
of this bike.
difficult. It was like, so I think that, like, that gets you so giddy. That's what
Yeah.
I think that's got made the episode, because then from then on we're into getting, like, I'm wearing my Aran sweater today, into getting Aran sweaters, into the pub to meet people. So from that, it was like the energy. Once you, I can't recommend it. Get some tandem bikes before your show every week.
We're just rolling in a tandem bike.
Around the Tree Arena and back.
And what was it like filming season 2?
Oh my God, dream.
Yeah.
Well, I think as well, because like you said, you were the last episode we filmed last time, but the first one we shot, it was like the second season was like, oh my God, now I get this. I get what it is. You know,
Yeah.
you're nervous.
It was like
same with
us
you
for
your
season
second
2.
Season.
Yeah.
Like, you're in your stride.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
a little
like
bit more.
it was the same crew who were like when you did the same crew who were just so lovely. And like, I just can't believe it's a job. Like meeting like really fun guests.
Yeah.
Going to a pub, doing an activity. Dream.
Just to kind of briefly explain to people, so we've kind of touched on it just there in the first kind of half of the podcast. But Ireland's Perfect Pubs, it's on RTÉ Player. What exactly is it all about?
What is it? It's essentially like a mini travel show. So they're like really lovely, consumable 10-minute episodes. But I'm on an epic Irish pub crawl, and I'm bringing guests on 4 episodes. And the guests are like Garen Noon, Adam Kelly, who's 2 big lugs
So
online.
funny.
I
Love
loved that.
Adam.
Was my favourite
Gas
episode.
Men of Ireland. Aideen Fitzmaurice and Taylor Lee Keaton as
Love
well.
Taylor.
So like, again, brilliant guests. And then because you can't go straight to the pub, you have to do an activity beforehand, and then afterwards we go and we meet some of the locals, learn about the history of the pub. I mean, these pubs are so fascinating. They've been there over hundreds of years, and I love the stories that they tell of them being passed down in families, and a bit of music and a bit of crack, and yeah, it's gorgeous.
We did a little bit of our own research, didn't we?
We
From
did.
Ireland's Perfect Pub.
Did
So
you?
we watched all individual episodes as well to see, like, obviously which one was like, and I watched the one with Adam Kelly and
Yeah.
he went surfing.
Oh my God, I know, how funny.
Oh my God, that was brilliant. I was
know.
like, I can only imagine how long they have to be in the sea for trying to get the clip.
Again and again and again, like tumbling in waves, and then I started to get it a bit, and then like, and I could just see the whole crew like switching up, taking different photos, and I was like, I think they're enjoying this too much. Like, I was like, when are we wrapping it up? And they're like, one more time if you don't mind. I was like, I'm trying my best.
No,
No, we need to swim in our
Teen
But I was
Beach
actually- I
Movie,
was
young one.
Yeah, I was put Adam to shame a bit. I think I was doing a lot better than him getting up on the board. Sorry, Adam.
Yeah, you were up. I noticed that for like that episode.
Yeah,
I
I
was
did
like,
a
she
surf
got
lesson
up
in
quite
Portugal
quickly.
once.
It requires a lot of upper body strength. I noticed myself when I was trying to learn how to surf. Oh my God, it took me about an hour to go up on the thing.
I know.
It's
You have
so
to
hard.
pop up. But,
Yeah.
you know, just like something came over me, channeling my.
You're like a little pro. A little pro.
I love a good pub though. I don't have the best track record with pubs. I got sacked from a pub when I was 16, 17. Yeah, I kept going on holidays. It was like the year before 2020 though. It was 2019. The year before
Oh my
2020.
God! Thank God you got loads of holidays in.
Yeah, exactly. Because everyone was like, you can go on your 6-year holiday and all next year. Like, what are you going on holidays for? That didn't happen. So
Yeah, that was the
sure.
hardest
That's
thing.
what
I worked
happened.
in loads of bars and restaurants when I was young as well, and like that
It's
was
character building, isn't
the
it?
hardest thing was like obviously you just always wanted days off.
I know.
And I can't imagine trying to run
I know,
a
and it's
place
like
and all these
12
young
hour
ones are
shifts.
like, can I have every weekend off in these 2 weeks?
I know,
But
I
then
know.
you're like, I don't care, then I'm leaving.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gone. I'm out the door. I just wasn't asked back one week, and I was like, right, fair enough. Well, I'm off to Tenerife. See you later.
You're like, I haven't been put on the
Honestly.
roster for 3 weeks. So are they trying to tell me something?
And that's essentially what it was. But even there last week, and I was in the pub with Niamh, right? And this kind of ties in with the whole like we did like a Mean Girls kind of promo for the podcast, which you were in.
Very good, loved it.
But there was a few Mean Girls. There was a few
pub?
Mean Girls in the pub. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Always is.
Yeah. Well, there's
yes.
one in particular, but they were like all over Niamh, but they're people that I would have known like years and years and years ago. Maybe a little bit sly. And for whatever reason they were all over Niamh, and then me and Niamh's cousin were just sitting there, and they were like, so you could sense straight away that like something was off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Have you ever
Yeah.
had any kind of Mean Girls experiences like that?
Not too many.
I've had
I'd say,
people-
have you?
I don't know, but I think I'll probably be like, kill them with kindness and be like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
And be completely oblivious that they're like looking me up and down.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
They're like,
You kind of have to, and then they like pipe down
Yeah.
straight away.
They
I
do.
noticed
It's the intimidation. See, I get very intimidated. But once I have a drink or two on me,
Oh,
then I'm
yes.
fine.
Oh yeah, you
Then
are
I'm
melted
fine.
us out.
Melted.
I'm not even out with the sound. I just, it's like liquid courage. You know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
I got up on the dance floor and everything, and I was giving it stocks.
Yeah.
And they were coming over and like bashing off me. I was like,
what?
cunt. Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, no,
If
like, they
someone's
were like,
bashing me,
"What?"
I do bash back.
Yeah.
If,
Well,
you
see,
know.
see, if I
Like,
bash back, then
elbows
they're on the floor, on the opposite side of the pool. I'm that big. It's just like, do you know what I mean? So that's not happening. But yeah, no, I have to say,
I hate
not into that.
shit.
I know, I
Like,
hate that Mean Girl shit. Like,
Like, what is the
not a
crack?
vibe.
Oh, that wrecks my head. I used to always want to work in a pub though when I was younger. Never went about it though.
Oh, really?
No,
It was like
I
a
feel
dream
like I
job.
had
Obviously
so
for a
many.
reason.
that's great.
Why did you want to work there?
I don't know. Just wanted
The
to pour a
pint.
pint.
Great.
I wanted to be
Yeah,
an ice cream
pint.
man, like in the truck.
Get him on for
An
next
ice cream
season.
man.
Yeah, I want to be an ice
definitely.
cream man.
Scouting now for season 3.
Yeah,
Could get you pulling a pint.
but
Oh no! I'd be bad.
And you know what?
5 minutes. Sacked.
Find a place that'll get you cash in hand.
oh,
There you go. Live out your dream. Just saying.
Oh,
Off the record.
okay, Brandon. Don't tell the revenue that.
But come here, listen. Obviously, you are in the comedy scene. It's very male dominated, but women are taking over. I mean, like yourself as an example. Do you find it difficult at times, or have you faced any challenges, kind of, in the scene?
Definitely, there's still that kind of the belief out there of some people that women aren't as funny as men, but that's what gets me up in the morning.
All of my favourite comics are female comics.
Yeah.
I love like Miranda Hart. I love, do you know Aideen McQueen?
Yes,
I love Aideen.
She's so good. I
Yeah.
love Aideen
Yeah,
so
I
much.
love all the female comics, I have to
Yeah.
say. And Joan Rivers, obviously.
That's the
John
thing. It
Rivers.
just we weren't given enough opportunity, like everything, and you weren't seeing enough women, but now you are, and that's
Yeah,
the thing. So
and I feel like social media does have a massive part to play in that.
Definitely.
Do you feel like when it comes closer to gigs and stuff like that, it's easier for you? Obviously easier to promote it, but do you find that you gain something from it by promoting it on social media?
definitely, I think I definitely took a while to get on board with social media because I love live stuff so much. Like I love
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. But now it's like, now I see the power of it, of getting your audience online and then getting them to come to the live shows.
Yeah.
So like that's what I've kind of learned. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just about finding, I think what I think is good, and especially since the pandemic in the comedy industry, is like there's not just one path to, getting seen. It's like
Yeah.
now you're fully in control of your platform, and that's how you get your audience and get seen more.
Yeah,
So it's
and
great.
like what I was saying, obviously you're a Jacqueline. Sorry, I called you Jack of all trades. Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
Of all-
No, Jacqueline. I'd be Jack as well.
I love that. Jacqueline of all trades. But can I just say, I think I say this to you every time I see you, your fashion is next
Oh,
level.
thank you.
Yeah, it is. So like that, Jack of all trades,
I
Jacqueline.
love fashion as
sorry.
well, yeah. But it's just nice to put your personality into your clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Get dressed.
Definitely.
A bit of sense.
Do you think you'd end up like diving deep a little bit into fashion in the future?
I don't know. Like, I think I'm trying to see ways of incorporating it. And like for years when I was starting off stand up and I was living over in London, and I would just go to gigs like in like a mouldy tracksuit and like no makeup and my hair up, which is still definitely my brand. Like that is me most days of the week. But I'd be like, look, I'm so relatable. And now it's like I'm like, no, you need to bring a bit more of that like style into your stand-up.
Yeah.
But I think it's because I want to just run around like a mad thing on stage, and some stuff I wear isn't safe. I'll be like, knock someone out with my tit or something. So so I have to find the balance. But I think it's like with fashion, because I have like a different Instagram just so I can like put selfies up and no one will be like, that's not funny.
like
do you know what I
things.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's my hobby, because I think I turned obviously lots of my hobbies into my career, like comedy.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, with fashion, I'm just happy for that to be like a hobby.
Yeah. Yeah, so every
And not
time
put
I
pressure
see
on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time I see you at an event, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And you're like, yeah, I got this from
know.
me wardrobe. Or me mom
My
like
mum made it
upcycled
always.
this.
My mum, my poor mum, I was like the night before, and I'm like, I can't find anything in the shops. It's like opening the fridge, you know, and you're like, nothing I want is there because it doesn't exist. I don't know what I'm craving, but it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So then I'm running to my ma at like the middle of the night, and I'm like, okay, I think this blazer should be like a co-ord with a hat. And she's like, and she's like, when do you need it? I'm like, the morning. And then like, oh.
And does she stay
And
up
she
all
stays
night
up,
like making
just
it?
hand sew and everything.
Oh,
God, fair play.
No, we're
to
not
her.
worthy of our mums, are we?
No, genuinely,
Oh,
I
no,
think
definitely not.
take them for granted
Yeah,
way
for
too
sure.
often. Way too often. You're like, oh, this comes in so handy, like the day
Yeah.
before an event or so.
Yeah, I know.
Were you that child that had like your communion or confirmation like clothes made by your mum?
No, I only made my communion actually bold, but my mum's from London actually, so we went to London twice a year, and I think that's probably where I started to love fashion, because we went to Walthamstow markets. It used to be a dive back in the day, but now it's like up and coming like everywhere. But like these markets were like off the back of trucks. But that's where I got all my clothes that no one had
Oh my
in
God.
Dublin, and I was in a non-uniform school.
That's mad.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
I say that was stressful.
Primary
Oh
and
yeah, that would be
Yeah, I
so
know, I know. But like when you get to school, primary and secondary, so I guess then you're just like, you had to have stuff that no one else had. So
Yeah,
everyone's
'cause you
like,
had
where'd
to
you
kinda
get that?
show
And I'd be like,
yourself,
London.
yeah.
And it would literally be like from a shite market.
in
I'd be like,
London.
London. So my communion dress was from BHS in London.
In the back of a truck.
It was- I actually just robbed it off some young one in London outside a Catholic church.
No, but kids actually are ruthless. Like, and I went to a uniform wearing school, and I remember the first like ever time I got humbled was because I wore a pair of Skechers into school in first year, and I got annihilated at PE.
Because that's the thing, you have to wear, like, what was it? Remember the superstars? Adidas superstars?
Yeah,
You had to
it was
wear
like
them.
the
Yeah.
Black Air
Yeah.
Force.
That's
you
what I
had
feel
to
like
wear
no,
them.
No, I
Where's
found that
in-
really hard. One of my friends had new clothes every week, and I'd come home to my mum and I'd be like, but she has new this every week, and my mum would go, we can't afford that this week, Anna. And then I went around telling everyone we were poor. But like, we really weren't poor. But like that sounded like we were poor. It's like just because we can't get new runners
We
every
can't
week.
afford
Yeah.
that.
So I was like, you're telling me we're broke?
Pabo, Ronda bread line.
I feel like that's a good thing as well. You know, with schools, that having a uniform is a good thing for
Yeah,
a lot of
Yeah, I think
it
very,
is.
very
Yeah.
handy. Yeah, by the time like.
At the time, you
Remember being in
wanted to
sixth
be.
year, I was just going in and again in the hair up, not caring. It was like didn't fancy anyone in my year anymore. All the older lads were gone. I was like, I do not care.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. No, but like that, like I used to always beg me mad, like, can I get the Prestos? Can I get the Hirachis and all that type of stuff? Because
Prestos.
didn't you remember the Prestos?
Oh my God, that was
Do you
a
remember?
phase.
Why were they
Do you
even-
remember Prestos?
No, what do they look like? Prestos,
No.
Hirachis.
I can't even explain what
They
they
were
look
like
They're like clown shoes.
sandals,
Yeah, they were.
but like with fabric.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, with the strap.
Yeah,
Were
they
they
were
Prestos?
rotten.
Were they
but, like,
Prestos?
Yeah, Prestos. Remember these get blue or red?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Don't
mad
know
into
who.
them. Oh God,
No.
I remember I had a white pair that I wore to death.
Oh God, no.
I don't know how my
I
ma-
never fell for the Prestos
So
face.
funny.
I
No,
thought Prestos was something else, but anyways.
No.
Anyway.
no.
But with gigging in like London and stuff, like how do you ever struggle with like people understanding your accent? Because I was outside London doing a gig like last week, and I was literally just on the door speaking to people, and I'm like, hey, how are you? And you're like, what?
Really?
Sorry, what?
Yeah. I do speak like 90 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
well, I guess
but-
sometimes if I speak fast, yeah, people can't understand you as much.
And like with humour and stuff like that, you have to like kind of like take into consideration like the humour that they're gonna get, or do you kind of just still go with like your sort of humour?
It definitely is like some stuff that is very Irish. That you would have to adapt a little bit to like the surrounding areas of wherever you gig. There is a lot of London. Like I started gigging when I lived in Vancouver, and they loved that.
Miss Worldwide.
I
all
know,
right.
excuse
Oh my
me.
God.
Jacqueline is
and they
doing a
loved
world
the
tour.
accent, you know what I mean? They loved the accent, they lapped it up and it was real easy. And then and then you go to London and there's so many Irish people there, they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I feel like the
Novelty,
Irish
do you
always
know what I
find
mean?
the Irish as well.
They do.
Yeah, we do.
You know,
No matter where we go.
Yeah.
No matter where we
Oh my
go.
God. Did you emigrate?
I did, yeah.
Oh my God. What was that
How long?
like?
I know. How long? I was in Vancouver for 2.5 years.
I'd love to get out of
Yeah.
here.
I know.
Yeah.
In a sense, do you know what I mean? I'm a
It's
bit of a
quite fun.
homeboard.
I would definitely recommend go living somewhere else when you're young.
I'd love to. I keep telling them to come over to Australia just for like a few weeks. They're like,
Oh,
no
no,
snakes and
Not a
spiders.
chance to-
Really?
Get
Are you,
over
do
it.
you hate creepy crawlies, or are you like not phased by that at all?
No, I don't. No, I wouldn't like a creepy crawly if I seen one. But not the small ones in Ireland. But
Would it
I
stop
mean,
you
the
going to
ones
Australia, though,
No,
like?
I've been to Australia as well, but I didn't live there. But I didn't realize like someone the day I was leaving, someone told me you're meant to like shake your shoes.
Yeah,
And you're
they
meant
have
to
to
like
check
shake your
shoes.
bed. And no, I wasn't doing that. I was just happily shoving my foot into any shoe I could find.
To
I was-
regret in your face.
I was
No,
hopping into
this
all beds without
size.
checking them. So I guess if you just don't think about it. No, actually, when I went, it was.
Oh God, no,
It freaked
don't.
me out when I went because I love going into the sea. I remember going swimming and surfing. Oh, that's maybe why I'm good at the surf.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, you had
Adam
practice.
Kelly, I've been put to shame.
See,
practice.
but I was in the water and I remember asking someone that lived there, being
Don't
like,
say
"Yeah, but you
jellyfish."
don't really see sharks, do you? Like,
sharks.
you don't really see sharks. And she's like, no, we do, like every day. And there's like these
God.
helicopters like doing shark watch. So I just couldn't enjoy being in the water. I'd be in there for a few minutes paddling and trying, and then my friend who's like way out further would just see me running into my board and she's like, what are you doing? I was just like, I just think my time's up. My percentage of dying by shark is like, oh, see ya.
No, I'd happily swim with sharks. It's jellyfish. That
Oh no.
that sorry,
Oh,
that
jellyfish,
bleeped me.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, well, no, I don't know. Would you rather me as jellyfish or a shark?
Oh no, I can't. I have a phobia of jellyfish.
Oh, he has
Even
a
them little
massive
moon jellyfish,
phobia.
like see, we'd go down to 40-foot. I remember
Yeah.
last year we had a proper phase of going like the
Yeah.
sea swim with Jay and all. And every time I'd see a jellyfish and it could be literally that size, I'd be like, no, I'm getting out.
Terrified.
Get me out. No,
Yeah.
The water
proper.
in general
Yeah.
just
We're
scares
always
me.
in the water in Dublin in August.
Yeah.
I never
No,
swim in
it's
August.
brutal. I remember my mum made me
Mm.
piss on it when I was like 10 years old.
Piss on a jellyfish.
Piss on
No,
I was like, that's not
Get 'em,
the way.
son, get
That's
'em.
not the old myth.
You kill him. You kill
Probably
him.
not
Yeah,
piss on
piss on
jellyfish.
piss on the sting. Is what I
Show us,
meant.
boss.
You tell him. He won't go near you.
Do no reverse.
He'll get your scent and he'll tell all his mates.
Marking me territory. Do you know what I mean?
Please elaborate on this story, please.
No, I remember. So like I don't want to say the mouth of the south when I was younger, but I was like the whinge bag of the family, right? And I have a big family. I have like 10 aunties and uncles and like 50 cousins. But we would all have this like one particular spot down the beach, and we were all in the water one day. Me probably only about like 8 or 9 years old. And I remember
All over the jellyfish.
I didn't piss on the jellyfish. You wait until I finish the story.
Oh,
so
sorry.
we were out swimming and anyways and like paddling around, and we had like the floaty boat, the inflatable thing, and I remember I just put my hand out like that in the water, and like it was all stringy jellyfish, and oh no, it was
Was it
brutal.
like a vibrating sensation or like
It was like a
electricity?
tingle. It was like a stingy tingle. A sensation.
He's knowing, Shanice.
I don't mean
She
that.
went out looking for it like.
No, I'm not like, did you enjoy it? I'm not like that at all. I'm just
You
like,
see
what
me
was,
sitting down on jellyfish at the beaches.
what was the sensation?
Anna, get up now. Give me a minute.
Electricity.
No, it was like a stingy, tingly sensation. But then, like, my entire body got really itchy. I was like, what the f*** is this? So I went up to... Sorry, I keep cursing. I went up to the family then. I was like, man, they're getting stung. They're like, shut up, Brandon. No, you didn't. Because I used to literally cry about anything and everything. Like, I would cry if... like somebody touched me like that, like
Yeah.
any of my cousins around, like I'd cause a sin. So they were like, shut up, Brandon, no you didn't.
Yeah.
And it probably took me about 2 hours to convince them that I actually did get stung by the
Oh
jellyfish.
my
And then my ma
God.
pulled me around. She was like, right, piss in that bottle.
What happened after the bottle?
No, like I
poured
had
on the
to piss
jellyfish.
in the bottle and then it went on the sting.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it didn't
So
piss
then
on.
she poured your own piss
On
onto
your-
her hand.
Exactly. So long story short,
saying
I didn't piss on the jellyfish.
Right,
sting.
that makes,
Right, okay.
let's
Okay,
clear
sorry.
that
Don't
up.
call.
You didn't piss
So
on the jellyfish.
I just had to clear that up. But yeah, no. In
I
conclusion,
pissed on myself,
in
alright.
conclusion, I would happily swim with sharks. I would never in a million years touch a jellyfish with a 10-foot pole
That's
or be
fair.
near it. Like if I
That's
see one,
fair.
I'm gone.
That's why everyone's
Like
has
a
their
lie.
own phobia, don't they?
I don't think sharks genuinely are just going to be like, yeah, leave them off. Like, a shark will eat you. That's the funniest thing about that. Like.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then you're dead.
Well, then you're dead, yeah.
So, you know, you're not just
Dead, right?
You're not arms stinging and you have to piss on yourself.
Oh my God. Well, that was my story anyways. But that was the end of my story. But yeah, I don't know. I'd still move away though. I'd love to go to Australia. So this is the thing. I don't mind the creepy crawlies or anything like that. I just wouldn't get in the water.
Yeah, I think you just like look at the amount of people that live there and get on ground
not
day
the
to day.
vibe.
So
It's not the
but
vibe.
that's why Vancouver's a bit closer actually.
Oh yeah,
you
it
know,
would
and
be.
and just bears in the mountains if you ever go into the mountains.
Yeah. I'm curious as well. So, is there anything specific that you saw or heard that got you into comedy? Like, was there something you saw and were like, I really want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that like coming back to my childhood trauma and being like, what happened?
Let's just make a
What
joke.
What went wrong?
I ask my mum and dad every day. I'm like, why? I think I just love I hated school. Really hated school.
Yeah.
And just loved performing. And this was before social media, so it was like, how do you get your dopamine?
Yeah.
Like live performance. And so I was always doing acting and stuff, but I just didn't think comedy was an option, because you just don't think as a woman that, also being just Irish, being like, oh, Scarlet. Do you know?
Yeah.
I know,
That's why I started
yeah.
over in Vancouver. I was like, Scarlet. And
Yeah.
over there I was like, oh, not Scarlet.
Never mind.
I don't actually have an accent. Yeah, so then just as a bug, it's just in you. I think if you want to try it, if anyone listening wants to try it, I don't think that will ever leave, like even with moving somewhere. So just go for it and then you'll never stop trying.
Yeah, that leads me on to what I was going to say next. What's a piece of advice that you'd give to anybody that's coming up in the comedy scene or that wants to give it a go?
Like, just give it a go. I say, like, if you want to do stand up, for sure, you can message me on Instagram. I'm Anna Cliff Comedy. I can give you some pointers of where to do your first 5 minutes in Dublin City Centre. I run a comedy show called Comedy for Witches monthly, and that's I love that show. I'm the host, and I read people's horoscopes as the
Love that.
crack in the audience, see if we've had the same week.
Love that.
And then you'll just have female comedians doing their straight up stand up, and I always try and put on a very new comic as well. Doing
Amazing.
5 minutes to promote them, to give them a shot.
Unreal.
Yeah,
Unreal.
just try it. It is a bug. It's like the best high you'll ever get when it goes well. Obviously, when it doesn't go well.
Do you have any like horror stories?
Oh yeah,
Do
pure
you?
silence for 20 minutes.
Oh no! So no reaction at
Nothing,
all.
no. I wish I'd love if someone just shouted at me, it'd be a bit more crack. But it was just like,
Oh,
Even
yeah,
when
I
you're
was
in the
gonna say
audience, though,
that.
you can sense that. I used to work in a comedy venue,
Yeah.
and you can proper like sense it, like when
I just-
a comedian falls flat, and it's the worst.
I just knew
feel
that they
for
didn't
them.
like me the second I walked on stage. And I was like,
Really?
how's it going? And they were like,
Shut your mouth.
but I would have loved that, because I'd be like, okay, have something to banter after. I was just like,
Oh my God.
but again,
It's all part of it though, isn't it?
You do enough of them that they go well, so you have to have a few bad ones, and then once the good ones go well, and you're like, that was electric, that was amazing. You have one bad one, you're like, what was it? And it's kind of like this
Trying to pinpoint
science
it.
or math. You're like, was it me? Was it them? Was it the lights? Was it? I need to try again tomorrow.
Can that get you down sometimes?
Yeah.
It feels like almost when you're posting like a TikTok or something like that, and you say it doesn't do well, and you're constantly
Yeah.
chasing that high.
Yeah.
Like, would you?
Okay.
That's exactly it,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, that's like the virtual.
That's what it sounds
Sounds
like to
worse
me.
in real
But
life though.
yeah, oh god,
I don't know, because like, at least you go away and you're not getting the comments in people's heads at live gigs, being like,
Yeah.
I'm just shy. But when you're getting them online, you're like, oh, it's just one line I hate when someone's just goes, I don't get it. I'm like,
Like
they
not for
don't
you,
get it.
then, babe.
Oh
it's
my
not
God.
for you.
Don't have to.
It's not for you. Don't worry.
that half an hour, 45 minutes. That's what they're flying by. However long that was.
Yeah.
that you're in
Time
here.
flies when you're having fun.
fun.
Well, Anna, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I hope you had a great time. And if you want to go stream on RTÉ Player, Ireland's Perfect Pubs, Anna has season 2 out at the moment.
And you can watch season 1 while I'm at it as well. Yours truly is there. Just saying.
Shanice episode number 1. Can't get over it.
Shanice only hits plug our episode.
Anna's the star. She's the star. She's the moment, and she always will be. But thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
for
on.
having me.
This has been
You've
great.
been-
Really fun.
You've been a gem. Thank you.
Let's do it again sometime.
And we hope you've enjoyed listening to this episode. Again, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or you can watch all full episodes on YouTube. And again, massive thank you to RTÉ Player for sponsoring us.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.